What is up, everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever this video is going to end up? I have no idea. Hopefully, all the good places. My name is John, and today I decided that today I was going to make a short video about like all the haunted houses and the Halloween festivities like starting around the Oklahoma City area. We all know it's the time of year. October's begun, and that means haunted houses. One note I'll make is I'll start referring to them as more haunted attractions than anything else because some are in a mall. Some of these haunted attractions are outside in a forest. Could be your living room. In this case, that would be a haunted house. But for the most part, we'll refer to it as haunted attractions. Now, that being said, I won't take up a whole lot of your time. I just feel like there's a lot of good options out there for getting that Halloween thrill and that scare everybody's looking for. Most everybody is looking for almost every year. And so I'm not going to talk about them all. I'm just going to talk about the four haunted attractions that I went to with my family, or some by myself. Looked kind of weird, but I did it anyway in the Oklahoma City and semi-surrounding areas. Not a huge list, just maybe four, and then we'll kind of make a note of some of the ones that I've yet to review just because I haven't had the time to get there. All right, so whenever people go to a haunted house or a haunted attraction, there we go, they're looking for a scare. They're looking for something that's going to maybe unnerve them a little bit. It's going to cause them to jump back, or it's going to jolt them. And the unique thing is all these different haunted attractions have a different way of going about scaring you, getting to your, getting on your nerves, getting to your nerves a little bit. That being said, it's unique in the sense that some of them can do it in a way that play on your phobias, whether it's clowns, tight spaces, bugs. Some places just do the classic, I'm going to scare you. I'm going to get right in your face. I'm going to scare you. I'm going to come from the corner. I'm going to come from the ceiling. I'm going to come from the ground. Don't know where, but they're going to work on trying to scare you the best way they can. So everybody always wants to ask and say, oh, which one's the best one? Which one has this? Which one's which one is just the best for your money? Well, the answer is, I guess it all depends. It depends on you, what your buttons are. Because everybody that starts these haunted houses, they say, what's a typical hot button I can push on somebody that's going to make them uncomfortable? And everybody's different. So the best haunted house may not be the best one for you, or the most fun for you, because they're all unique. That being said, we'll talk about a few, and four that I have in mind that I've went to by myself or with my family recently. Starting with number one. So we'll talk about this they've been out for 3-4 years, something like that. It's Twisted Minds in Oklahoma City. It's actually Wheatland, which is between like Mustang and Oklahoma City. This one is a lot of fun. The people that run the place and put on the show, they all do a very good job at putting everything they have out there to make sure they can give you that experience. The staff's very dedicated. Some of the scenes, some of the lighting is definitely unique. They have a small space to work with in comparison to, say, like some of the ones you've seen outside back in the day, like Scream County or the ones in Drumright. This one, they have a smaller outdoor space. They have some indoor spacing, but they use it very well. And for the price, entry is $8, $8, and it is phenomenal. This place, they play on some phobias. The doll phobia. Some people have that. Sometimes little tight spaces. But the actors there are great. They're fantastic. They don't break character. They really get to you. They won't touch you, of course. They may get very close enough to make you uncomfortable, but not that bad. Not right on your face touching you. Like, we'll talk about some other places later that do that. That being said, though, for $8, took me about 25-30 minutes to get through. But some of the scenes, some of the theatrics, some of the costumes, some of the makeup, all very amazing. I won't go into the gory details. I figured that I would just wait for you guys to go check it out yourselves and kind of make your own, draw your own conclusion. But very interesting. Some they play a little music, some more the heavier style like Marilyn Manson, some Metallica music. And I feel like some people think it's a negative, it's a drawback because they want it dead silent and then the scare. But what if they could scare you with that music there, with that music going, all the loudness? I think it's really cool. They do a really good job with the music, the costumes. Some of them are just straight costume masks, but it's how they get to you. We're not talking about your typical, I'm going to hide around the corner and get you. Yes, they do that. But they found a unique way to make really, really good with all the tight spaces they have and get you not just once or not twice, maybe 3 times in a row, and just really get to you. A couple scenes, like I said, definitely made me a little more uncomfortable. Not in a bad way, but just like, oh, a little eerie. The way they methodically approach you and stalk you. I think I give the actors thumbs up, 100%. And the cool thing is they let kids work in there, so smaller children are able to work in there. But some of those costumes are much more disturbing and a little more unnerving when they're on kids. So 100%, hands down, you want a good scare for cheap. $8. It's a small price to pay for the amount of work that these people put in to this haunted house. And like I said, it's called Twisted Minds, and it's located in a little town called Wheatland, and it's between Mustang and Oklahoma City. Reach out to those guys on Facebook. They're great people to work with. They run their attraction timely. Sometimes the lines can be a little long, and they're going to get longer as the season goes on because more people are figuring out, hey, haunted attractions are open. So definitely take the time. They're open Fridays and Saturdays. I think they run from 8 to 11. So it's a smaller window, but it's really worth it. So if you get a chance, go check those guys out at Twisted Minds. Okay, moving on. Next one we'll talk about. This is personally my favorite so far this year. Wicked Forest of Terror. They are located off I-40 in Morgan Road, the service road. It's run right by there. It's pretty much the same place as Epic Paintball, if you've ever seen where that's at on the highway. And this place is pretty, they do a good job. Cost of admission for them is about $25 just for a standard admission to the haunt. And then also if you wanted to get the speed pass, which the closer we get to Halloween, you should definitely look at upgrading the speed pass because, well, lines are going to be long. Will it cut down on your wait time? Absolutely. How much? Don't know. But like I said, I'll mention it again. The closer we get to Halloween, the longer these hot lines are going to get. So you're not going to be able to visit maybe one attraction a night or maybe two if you're really lucky. But they offer something unique at this haunt. A couple places in Oklahoma do it, but I'll name this one since it's in the OKC area. They offer a $5 upgrade to where the actors are allowed to touch you. Yeah, we've all heard the urban myths back in the day in high school about the haunted house that was out in the middle of nowhere. They would release dogs on you. If you made it to the other end, you signed a waiver, you got your money back. All that nonsense. These people really do. They don't release dogs, but they do have the $5 upgrade for the touch pass. And for them, what that means is the actors, like I said, they get to touch you. Now, are they going to body slam you? Are they going to grab you and wrestle you to the ground? No, they're not. But they are going to be able to come put hands on you. So it adds to the theatrics in the sense that they're not just going to jump out from behind a tree or behind a bush and just scare you or use just overall makeup and the special effects to get you. They're actually going to be able to reach out and get you. That includes grabbing your shoulder, maybe having one of their props or prosthetics touching you. And I think that really adds to the overall experience because some of those people in there are pretty terrifying. It took me about 30 minutes-ish to get through. I actually went by myself once, which was really fun. It took me 30 minutes to get through by myself. Now, the key to this place is how they decide how they're going to touch you or not, if they can, is you wear a vest that's glow in the dark. So the scary part about this is that you're wearing a vest that glows, so everybody that's out there working, all the actors can see you, but you're going to have a hard time seeing them. So that's what they get one over on you there. It's pretty fun. Women will wear yellow vests, and guys, from what I've seen, they wear orange vests. I suspect that's due to where they can grab you, where they can touch you. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's outside. It takes place outdoors in a very wooded area, and the trail is forever long. So there's no short. They're not short on scares. Half the thrill of this place is the ambiguity and the unknowing. That's around every corner because, for one, the trails are not very level. So you're going to be walking up a hill, down a hill, sideways. The ground kind of tapers off. So that adds to it. And sometimes you cannot see where you're going. You're going to have to walk around a little bit to figure out where the trail is or where you're supposed to be going next. So those things in consideration, not only are you lost and not only are you in a haunted attraction, a forest, now you know which way you go, somebody can reach out and literally grab you. So it's way worth the money though. Walking through some of the scenes, some of the costumes, they're really good. The makeup. I think the thing I can say the most is the actors. They really get into it. Now, I don't know where they're getting these actors from, but they really get into their parts. I won't go through some of the scenes. I won't spoil the fun, but the actors definitely get into their part. It feels, looking at them and the way they come at you, it feels like they've been psyching themselves up for months to get ready, and they get in they get into their character, and they're not breaking for anybody. They're going to break you before you break their character. And I think that's some of the fun of it, because at some point you start to question, now they can touch you. It's like, does it seem more real? Yeah, it seems real. One of my sisters, my sister, my daughter's friend, and they grabbed him, and just kind of they put him on his knees in a sense. They didn't hurt him, of course, but he was kind of taken back by that. He's never been to an attraction where they're going to put hands on you and put you on your knees. So for me, it was great to watch personally, but that's just me. So that being said, $25 to enter, $35 for a fast pass, and $5 extra if you want to be able to reach out and touch you a little bit. Now, I will say this: if you don't like being touched, don't get the tough option, because they will take full advantage and they will touch you. I promise you will be touched. The good thing is, though, if you decide that, maybe I'll try it, I'll let them touch me, and halfway through it, you say, I can't do this, I don't want this anymore, that guy just bit me, I don't want it. You can take the vest off, and they will quit touching you. So that's a bonus for you guys that are maybe want to try it out and get halfway through and say, look, I can't do this. You're not committed to it. You can definitely take the vest off, and then they'll stop touching you. So that's the good part of this haunt. They do a really good job. Like I said, the lines when I went weren't very long, but I could suspect that maybe even after this video, people are going to be putting more time out there, and the lines will get longer. So you may invest in that fast pass this time. But just food for thought on that one. Very good haunt, very good attraction. Went twice, probably will go back one more time before the end of the season. Okay, moving on. We have one called Mouth of Madness. This is a haunt put on by the Sanctuary. Everybody knows the Sanctuary. They've been around for a long time. They've had attractions downtown. Recently, they had one up by Frontier City. Yeah, right there by Frontier City. Huge building, awesome haunt. I know those guys over there. I don't know them very well, but I know them enough to say that they put a lot of time. They're very coordinated. They put a lot of effort into every attraction they put on. The actors, the walkthroughs, the costume and fitting, they really want to make sure things go over. They do a lot of preparation. You know, these guys are thinking of new ideas all year on ways to find those buttons they can push on you to make you uncomfortable. And they always over deliver 100% all the time. But this year they're actually doing two. They're doing one in the outlet mall out there by Yukon. It's called Mouth of Madness, and what it is it's a little bit of a faster attraction. It's inside the outlet mall, $15 entry fee. I think there is a speed pass option. Don't quote me on that, but went through this one myself, and it was pretty fun. It's probably it takes you 15 or 20 minutes to get through, but now this being said, it's a very narrow. The walls are about 8 feet wide, maybe 10 foot in some cases, but for the most part, it's a very fast-going attraction. You know, you're going to get through, you're going to get scared again and again and again. Sometimes you don't have time to breathe in some cases because the scares are coming so fast. But like I said, the good news is here, it's inside, so it's classical what everybody thinks of being inside. You're not subject to the weather, so you go inside. It's a pretty cool environment overall as far as the temperature goes, and you can make your walk through, and they just get you some classic scares, some new stuff, and a lot of phobias. If you've got phobias, and I won't name which one, so you have to go and find out yourself, I would recommend this one because they will get to you 100%. If you recognize that they're there or you see them there, they got you 100%. They do a great job. All the actors, the makeup is phenomenal. I know that these places they bring in some professional makeup artists that were on seasons of Face Off. Everybody remembers that show. Amazing makeups, amazing theatrics, and just so fast paced. It's really good. It's like taking. If anybody's ever been to the old Sanctuary, the most recent one by Frontier City, take all those scares, condense it down into a smaller 15-minute haunt or so, and that's what you get out of Mouth of Madness. And it's truly an experience. A lot of fun. Like I said, they put in the time, they put in the work, they prepare all year to bring this to you, and it's great. The people that work there sometimes they're just volunteering because they enjoy working with them, for them, and it's just a great time. So that would be one that I would check out as well. If you're on a time crunch, the lines I suspect, yet again, will get longer as the year goes on, but for now, could be good. Talk about the third one. See, that was 3. This is 4. Talk about Newcastle Nightmare. Okay, it's located on the road that runs right by the casino in Newcastle. Entry fee is $10. So with that being said, it's a good haunt. It's in the middle of nowhere, essentially. You figure being by the casino, there's a lot of traffic. No, it's further enough away to the south of the casino that you don't notice any traffic, no nothing. But for $10, it's pretty okay. I will say that they could probably use a few more actors throughout. Since it's such a large haunt, if I had to guess, I'd probably say it's probably about 3 acres, 4 acres worth of haunt is my guess. Maybe more. But they probably could use a few more actors throughout. The ones they have do a good job at getting you, really, getting on, getting to your nerves, finding those hot buttons and getting you. But it's definitely use some more actors. I can't say that enough because there were times where I felt like I was walking through and it might have been a good 3 minutes before I saw somebody. But I think that maybe the play there is that you're not going to be, you kind of get a little lackadaisical walking around. You're not on your guard as much, and all of a sudden, boom, here comes somebody. So that's one thing I can say is that the most unexpected scares for sure came from Newcastle Nightmare. They do a good job. It's just it's a little slow going. The benefit here is though it's dead quiet. I mentioned Twisted Minds play music and they still scare you. The Haunted Forest has theatrics and music and then they scare you. Mouth of Madness has some music and everything else and they still scare you. Here it's dead quiet. It is 100% no sound except you and the critters outside, and all of a sudden here comes somebody. Now they won't touch you, of course, but I think there's a lot to be said for that dead quiet scare. So the ones that do get you, like I said, they really, really get to you because you weren't expecting one for 2 minutes and you're still walking through a field, a corn maze, and all of a sudden here's somebody, or they're right up behind you and you don't even know it, and they get you. So that being said, still a good haunt. $10 entry. I don't know. I'd say they're all worth checking out. They all offer something new, something different. It's worth checking out for sure. So that was Newcastle Nightmare. There's a few more that I'll mention that I haven't been to yet just because I don't have the time to get there. So we'll talk about those really quick. There's one in Muskogee called, it's a castle in Muskogee. They've got one called Casa Morte. Haven't been there yet. Heard great things about it. The way they scare you, how dark it is, how quiet it can be. I've heard great things. So like I said, eventually I get some time, I'll make my way up there and run a review of that as well. Next one would be the one that's coming up downtown here on the 11th, opening night of October, Splice. That's going to be put on by the Sanctuary as well. It's called they have named it River Scream Splice. The theme behind this is, like a meteorite asteroid crashes into Oklahoma City and organisms to survive have mutated, spliced into some not so favorable things. And there's going to be a lot of fun out there. It's going to be a huge haunt. Outdoor, of course. First time Sanctuary's done an outdoor haunt. I'm very excited to go see what it's all about because it's going to be, they always do a good job. Now I want to see what they can do with an outside arena. This is probably going to be pretty intense. So that's one that's coming up starting on the 11th. I would definitely check that one out if I were y'all. And then Guthrie. Guthrie's been around for a while. Guthrie Haunts, also a great one. I went a couple years back and had a great time. The makeup, the costumes, the theatrics, the actor interaction, I think, is the big there. They're not just there to, they scare you, but the way they approach you and they get real personal with you without touching you. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they do have a touch upgrade now this year as well, or I think it was last year too, but that's going to be well worth the money because of the interaction you get from the actors. They're there to scare you, but it feels like they're almost there to find out more about you so they can pick a phobia and then get you with it. So Guthrie classically always been great. The year I went was great, and I expect no different this year. So I'm excited to go there and check them out as well. Next one is Hex House in Tulsa. Hex House is been by and large a staple when it comes to haunted attractions in Oklahoma. I know it's a little outside of Oklahoma City, but so is Guthrie, so I may as well include Hex House. Awesome makeup, awesome theatrics, awesome actors. The only thing I say is the lines can get pretty long, closer, and it's all year for them, I think. But still great, worth checking out. If you got some time to spare and you want to go check out something a little different, Hex House is going to be is going to be really, really cool. It always is cool, but they just get better every year. So I'd check them out as well. Another one would be a new one to last year's Nightfall. Nightfall is going to be located in Bethany, and I've heard nothing but great things about them as far as them playing the classical characters. Some places have, like, Splice is going to be Splice DNA, some different types of theatrics and different types of costumes. But I think Nightfall, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be more of those classical serial killers, those classic, boogeymen that we all grew up with, like Freddy, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, all these guys and these characters are going to be probably cutting us right to our core and doing their best to scare the heck out of us. So that's what I hope for. So I'm planning on visiting them as well. And the last one is Zombie Farm in Lexington. Now, I know that Zombie Farm, that's an interesting one. I've never been. Always wanted to go, but for some odd reason every year I just always fizzle out and go to other places. I don't know why, because I've heard nothing but great things about the Zombie Farm as well. They do like a touch and grab night. They have blackout nights. They have different themes, different nights, and I believe they have this guy, Chaos the Clown, and they use him. They post him up in different areas around Oklahoma City or those areas like Blanchard, Washington. If you can find him, you get free tickets. I think that they do a good job at using the space they have, taking advantage of those outside elements. So Zombie Farm is another one to go to. So now, at closing, this video is not for me to tell you which ones you should go to, or tell you, oh, these places better than this place, and this place is better because this, and the price is this. No, I'm not trying to persuade you or sway your decision either way. What I'm doing is giving you information, telling you a little bit about what I think about these different attractions, to help you make an educated decision. I know some of you guys don't have all the time in the world. I don't either, but have all this time to go visit these haunted attractions. But I know that you kind of want to get in the Halloween spirit, and what better than to go visit a haunted attraction? It doesn't get any better than a haunted attraction than going home and watching scary movies with your family, your friends. So just take the information I'm giving you in this video, and maybe you'll be able to make an educated decision and go find the best haunt. Or you'll go visit them all and have an amazing time and really kick up your Halloween to another level this year. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope there's some information there you could have used or can use this year. I plan on trying to make it to these other haunted attractions, like the Castle of Muskogee, the Guthrie Haunts, definitely Splice, and I'll be seeing you at Splice, I'm sure. The Hex House and Nightfall. Definitely looking forward to visiting those and providing some more feedback on them. So until next time, you guys enjoy the rest of your Halloween, and we'll see you soon.